Good morning.
Good
Welcome to
morning.
Daily Dose. Hi, Dr. Mary.
Hello, lover.
There you are in your office again.
I know.
Dr. Mary, is that a handmade mug?
No, it's
What's it say? Oh, life transformed, right? Okay, fine. It's on brand to your day job. I will
thank
accept it.
you.
This is on
This,
brand to my job.
this, however, is a
Nope, towards the camera. There we go. What is that?
um, Dr. Sarah Anderson made these for the Gen Chem Research Lab students about looking for viruses in that course we co-teach.
Well, that's very exciting. You can imagine I do not have a virus mug. Curious to know if anybody watching has a virus mug. I'm
Oh,
going to
that's your
bet that
mother,
those are kind of one of a kind.
like the fairy lights.
Little bit like the fairy lights. Yes, just adding more mystique to all that is you, Dr. Mary.
Thank you so much.
So, hey, how was that sunrise on your way to work?
It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Especially
Wow.
going over the bridge, it was quite
Yeah,
breathtaking.
I hope everybody got to see that wherever you are this morning. It was extraordinary from here. So we're talking today about something that we've talked about before. But when I was going to feel bad about the fact that we've talked about this before, I thought, well, for heaven's sakes, there's like 8 topics in the world. You talk about your job, your kids, your relationship,
The,
politics,
we-
COVID,
the weather,
the weather,
Arsenal.
no, sports. I'll give you that. I mean, there's not that many things to talk about. So I think it's okay that we are doubling down on some stuff and having different conversations around the same theme.
On a subject that we had.
Yeah. You cut out a little bit, so I'm not totally sure what you said at the beginning, but it's Show and Tell Tuesday because I brought a number of products from our house. And they all have one thing in common. So I'm going to be curious to see if you can figure it out. I bet you can. So here's the first product. This is a product called Seedlip. It is a spirit from England. Mostly I ordered it because I think the product design is so gorgeous. It looks like Midsummer Night's Dream to me. It smells like a compost pile. So I'm not sure if that's appealing to you or not, but that's a spirit.
Yes, that's
Then
not going to be a
we've
future sponsor after you saying it smells like a compost heap.
Well, it's hard to say. I don't hate the smell of compost piles. Then we've got why am I having it's backwards for me? Caliber, which is a beer made by Guinness, first had by Dr. Mary right in Ireland, which was very exciting. It had only been out for 2 or 3 weeks when we had it. I had to retrieve
Yep.
this from the recycle bin this morning, Dr. Mary. The guy had the clamp around the bin when I went running out, and he said to me, "Go ahead, you can get what you need." So I retrieved this. I also recycled a box.
I was wondering how you got that.
I know. I couldn't believe there wasn't one in the refrigerator, and I thought, oh! So I was glad I got there before the recycle guy. Athletic Brewing Free Wave beverage. Okay. These are chilly. These have been in the refrigerator. Athletic Brewing Company All Out. This is a stout. I'm really having a hard time with that angle. And also freezing, kombucha. So that's the show and tell products today. Seedlip, Caliber, 2 athletic brewing companies, and a kombucha. Can anybody guess what they all have in common? This is harder to do when you're not sure who's watching. You can post things on either Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube where you're watching this, and I will see the comments. Oh, there we go. Mother wants to know, am I the only one who wonders what recycle guy thought about the woman that needed an empty pretend beer bottle? He seemed fine with it. Plus, I didn't knock on the window to tell him what I had retrieved, so it was okay. Sandy says what they all have in common is words you can't spell. Kombucha is a bizarre word. I'll give you that.
Yes, it is.
Thank you both for weighing in. No, Dr. Mary, what do these all have in common?
They're all cold.
Dr. Mary?
drinks that don't contain any alcohol.
Yeah, you keep cutting out. I'm not sure what's going on, and maybe it's only for me. And Riley says all non-alcoholic, confirming Dr. Mary's point. Yes, they are non-alcoholic. So you might remember that, oh, wow. We had a guest on. I'm trying to think which guest who told us about Athletic Brewing Company. And then Lana, another guest, and I were in Holly this weekend. And she said, I want to stop at Holly Liquor and get Athletic Brewing Company. I want to try it. So Dr. Mary first had this in San Diego where it's brewed, and you loved it, didn't you?
It is very, very nice.
Yeah. So this is a hazy IPA. The other one is a dark stout. Oh, extra dark. It's really, I don't even like any kind of beer, real or non-alcoholic. And I think both of these are really, really good. So Caliber is it actually, so these are actually 0.0, right, Dr. Mary?
Yes, all of them are, yeah.
No.
Oh,
Sorry.
that one isn't, yeah.
Contains less than 0.5% alcohol by volume.
Yeah.
So not 5%, 0.5%. So that's that one.
I think that one might be the same.
Yes, the same. This one contains less than 0.5%, which most non-alcoholic beers are that. Correct, Dr. Mary?
Yes. I like to also drink the Heineken 00, which actually contains nothing.
Which is more like hop water, not hot water, but hop water. So
hot water kind of freaks me out because it actually contains nothing. It has no calories, no trace elements, nothing. It just tastes of an IPA. How?
It's water and hops.
Yeah.
So it's basically like brewing tea. I mean, if you brewed anything in water long enough, it would take on the flavor. It's why people put coconut in their water.
But tea has calories. Hot water has no calories. It has nothing.
Tea doesn't have calories.
Yeah, it does. It's got like 5 calories.
I refuse to accept that. And if that's true, I'm drinking like 12,000 calories a day, Dr. Mary. I'm going to need you just have a light malfunction.
Yeah, here we go. It's good. There you go.
I'm gonna need you to go in and prove to me that tea has calories. That doesn't make any sense to me. I know the milk I add to it does, but how can tea have calories?
Let's move on.
No, we're going to discuss that at a different date, but I do need the scientific proof behind that, please. So Seedlip has no alcohol. Seedlip is just water and distilled compost, basically. Yeah. Ann Riley wants to know where you got that information about tea as well. Ann, you and I are going to press on this and we're going to get to the bottom of it. And I think you and I are going to be right. I know I'm basing that on no scientific knowledge or scientific background, but I believe that I'm right. And then there's kombucha. So in North Dakota, you cannot buy, I don't know that you can buy Athletic Brewing Company anywhere in North Dakota, but you cannot buy it in a grocery store. You can't buy Caliber in a grocery store, despite the fact that it's non-alcoholic and despite the fact that you can buy O'Doul's in a grocery store. Seedlip is only sold in 3 or 4 places in America, so you have to order it. Kombucha, however, is sold all over the place. So you can imagine my surprise yesterday when I was drinking some of this, and while I was waiting for something else, I was reading the back because, you know, somebody put time and effort into that, so I thought I would read it. And here's what it says. Please note, kombucha is a fermented tea that has naturally occurring alcohol. Do not consume if you are avoiding alcohol due to pregnancy, allergies, sensitivities, or religious beliefs. Now, I would just like to point out that I'm drinking this after having shared a couple of these with Maz, happily drinking it, and I thought, oh, garbage. What do you mean this has alcohol in it? So then I went to look and I thought, well, where is the little deal that says contains?
There isn't one.
There isn't one. Although it does also say, if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, please consult with your healthcare professional before consuming our products. Doesn't say why. It just says that you should do that.
I can answer that question for you.
Now I've read these two things and I'm in a little bit of a panic because, and this is where we have revisited this topic in the past. You might remember that when we came home from California in September, Dr. Mary said that if he accidentally drank a drink with alcohol in it, he would feel like he needed to go back to his AA group, confess this, and very likely start over. So he came home from work. I told him this tale of woe, and now it's your turn to talk.
I was a little momentarily concerned, but then I realized that the first time I had this was in a bar, and the guy said, this is a non-alcoholic drink. So I looked it up. It does not contain it. Depending on who makes kombucha, between absolutely no alcohol whatsoever to 0.05 alcohol, and most of the ones that you buy commercially contain trace elements or 0.01% alcohol, which is why they don't have to say on a label how much alcohol there is in it.
Is it 0.01 or just 0.1?
0.01. Now, you can get hard kombucha, but it's very rare and it's not sold commercially. You have to make it yourself. You double ferment it, and that can have an alcohol content of 3%, which is like a Budweiser.
Okay.
But it's not sold commercially. I found a website to how to make what they call hard kombucha. It's double fermentation.
Okay. So just to be clear,
it's also because kombucha, when kombucha is fermented, it uses a yeast that does not go through anaerobic respiration and make ethanol. So that's why it contains very little alcohol in it.
Does bread yeast contain anaerobic?
No, it's the same. It actually does say on this, it's kind of a yeast used in bread making instead of brewing.
I didn't realize it was different yeast.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that either.
Huh? Where does that yeast come from?
It doesn't say. I mean, I could look it up, but in my 15 minutes of extensive research for this, I didn't come across that.
Well, that's 15 more minutes than I did.
But
yes.
Here are, and this is I got this from WebMD and cross-referenced by the great British publication, the Lancet Medical Journal. 8 evidence-based health benefits to kombucha. You ready for this?
Hit me.
It is an incredibly and wonderful potential source of probiotics.
Good for your tummy.
It actually stimulates the rejuvenation of a certain point of liver damage. It has been shown to reduce fatty liver damage and to certain extents the primary onset of cirrhosis. It basically has the same health benefits of green tea. It contains antioxidants, so it's a great natural way to beat off certain forms of cancer. It stimulates your immune system, specifically component cells, which are part of your immune system that help break down bacterial infections.
I don't understand what's happening.
It's been shown to reduce heart disease across the board. It's wonderful to help manage type 2 diabetes, and a lot of medical experts are trying to fight with the FDA in this country to get it approved as a non-prescription treatment for type 2 diabetes, but they're having a lot of resistance. I'm guessing because no one can make money out of it.
Well, the kombucha companies can.
And when made properly, it just has outstanding health benefits. It's been shown to relax you the same way as they always say drinking red wine in moderation reacts. Your kombucha does the same thing. It contains boron as well, which is really good for your heart, and it chelates radioactive elements. So it's very good for you.
Yeah, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's pungent, it's intense, I had never tried it until I went to the same place as Dr. Mary to get it at that bar, because it was all they had that was non-alcoholic. And of course I loved it, even though for years my brother has been drinking it and I've been dismissing it. It's very vinegary. It's, I mean, it's not like drinking a juice. It's intense. You know how palm juice sort of has that like, wah, it's like that times 10.
We're running out of time. I've got one more thing for you all.
Oh, go ahead.
So I also, when I was just doing this on the Lancet too. So here is the nutritional breakdown of your average 12-ounce cup of black English tea.
Oh, good. Mother wants to know about coffee as well. She's very concerned, but go with the tea. Anne and I need to know.
No, 0% fat, 0% unsaturated fat, no cholesterol, 10 milligrams of sodium, 43 milligrams of potassium, 0.4 grams of carbohydrates, 0.1 gram of protein, 26 milligrams of caffeine, which is way more than coffee, 1% magnesium, and are you ready for this? 3 calories.
Well, I am not happy about that. Could you please do a quick coffee search since we've already gone 1 minute over? That is very disappointing. Anne Riley, what are we supposed to do with this? I've literally now had 12 calories today plus the milk. Disappointing. Really disappointing. Go ahead.
Your average 12-ounce of this just says brewed coffee. That's all. That's all the breakdown for this.
You don't need to read all the other junk. Just go to the calories.
Well, 5 grams sodium, 116 milligrams potassium, caffeine, 1 calorie.
I feel really, really bothered by this. I'm going to pretend I don't know it and drink it anyway. Okay, so here's I think the big takeaway. If you are somebody who has concerns about any alcohol, just make sure that you are reading the labels of the kombucha and that you're reading the labels of the non-alcoholic beer if that's something you want to drink. And if you don't want any of that, then stick with water and very high calorie tea. And I guess, the other beverages that we know have nothing in them, soda and juice and those kinds of things. But if you are looking for health benefits and potentially assistance recovering from damage you've done to yourself as an alcoholic, kombucha is pretty good.
It does, on this website from the Lancet and WebMD, it does say it does have great health benefits for your liver. It's
incredible. So, all right, that's enough of that. On Thursday, our friend Kim Pigeon is joining us. She's in Colorado, so it's going to be 7:30 her time. She's going to be sleepy, but she said she would get up and join us, so we will be live with you on Thursday. Have an excellent, excellent day, and we will see you later. Bye.
See you later. Bye.